As you know, I like to do dives into subjects that kind of relate to what's going on. It's also into past histories. One of the things recently we've been hearing about, of course, is the attacks, I call them, on oil infrastructure, not only in the United States, but around the world. Russia, China, Middle East, Venezuela, etc. And I've talked about how this is related to a change in the oil supply from a heavy crude, which is what the production's been for the last umpteen years, to a light crude, which is what the oil product that comes out of the United States is light crude. And we think it's for the production of gasoline. But I did a little bit deeper dive into this and found out that, yes, they are currently building light crude production facilities in Mexico, Central America, and South America. It's going to help the energy, right? Well, not our energy. We have been hearing recently about the AI centers going to be running on natural gas. The United States is the largest producer and holder, I guess you call it. We have more natural gas in the ground than any other place in the world. We produce more natural gas than any other place in the world. We also have a light crude, which is we ship from here to other places in the world for them to produce. We don't produce uh, work on production of heavy crude or light crude here too much in the United States. Even though there are now currently changes being made to build or repurpose, refit current uh, facilities into light crude production and building new facilities for light crude production. More gas, it's easier, it's closer, it's coming from the United States and North and Central America. Okay, that's where a lot of this light crude has come from, even Canada. What I'm going to get to, guys, right here, we've been hearing that these AI centers are going to run on their own fuel supply. They've been telling us it's natural gas. Of course, we produce a lot of natural gas, but here's the thing that's a side product, which is easier to get than in light crude, is that when they go through the processing of light crude, there is a lot more uh, butane, propane, and naphtha produced during the light crude production, and they are considered light crude oil, or excuse me, natural gases. So while we see an attack, obvious attack on infrastructure of heavy crude production facilities around the world, and I'm noting now, and if you go ahead and do your research, you will see that an increase of production or building of light crude facilities, processing facilities in North and Central and South America, it ain't too hard to imagine that, they're going to produce natural gas, quote, quote, natural gas from this light crude to run these these data centers, these AI data centers. They're going to run on natural gas. They produce what is called natural gas from the light crude production. So while we see these giants in the AI field going around the world making deals and all this stuff like that, and then we see that they are buddy buddy with Trump, and then now all of a sudden we see a pointed attack on heavy crude facilities in the United States, Middle East, Russia, Ukraine, China, etc., even in Cuba. And we see a shift towards production of light crude and a possibility of producing natural gases from this light crude. Oh, we kind of see a thing that's going hand in hand with the AI data centers, these tech giants, the Trump administration, the Trump families, and what else is going on? One other thing I wanted to note about this data center stuff is we are the leader in building AI centers around the world. Of course, now this goes in hand again with the natural gas production that they want to run these AI centers on. And we have, like, I forget how many times, but it's tons more AI centers than anybody else in the world. There is a possibility that they do have the ability to transfer energy as well as data around the world now. They don't need wires. They can send this energy through laser beams or light energy to other locations. We're making a deal with China over the last few days about AI centers, energy, etc., etc. And we know they can send this data to China. So while we're building a big infrastructure of artificial intelligence or data centers in the United States, and we have the capability of sending this data all around the world, including to China. So what do you think Elon Musk, Trump, and the other AI executives were doing in China? They're making a deal where we can send the information you built or created from artificial intelligence data centers in the United States to allow them to use it in China. So we have a twofold thing here, guys. Energy production from light crude to natural gas, and the ability to send our data centers information to China. So what do you think this deal was made in China? What do they think they talked about? Do you think they talked about stopping a war that everybody profits from? Or do you think they want to make more money from what they're doing? Hope you have a groovy day. Reach out, do something nice for somebody. Buy somebody a biscuit today. That's the best thing to do. Hope you have a groovy day. Later, taters.
Attention passengers, we've now reached our destination. We hope you enjoyed the flight and have a nice day.